Coming in number 10, Mia Farrow. Mia Farrow is an actress, activist, and former fashion model who has appeared in more than 50 films. She has won numerous awards, including a Golden Globe, and been nominated for 3 BAFTA awards. After seeing what Will Smith did to Chris Rock, though, she decided to weigh in on the situation. In a series of tweets, Mia said, "It was just a joke. Jokes are what Chris Rock does. Always has been edgy. This was a mild joke for him, and I love G.I. Jane." Adding, "What I saw was one of Hollywood's most powerful movie stars stalk onto a stage to strike a comedian for an unfortunate joke about his gorgeous wife's shaved head. Anyone who is okay with that has probably never been hit by a powerful man. As we advise our kids, use your words." In at number 9, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is an actor and voice actor. He is known for playing Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars film series. He's also won 3 Saturn Awards for the role, and his other film appearances include Corvette Summer and The Big Red One. In response to Will slapping Chris, he tweeted out a photo of the slap and said, "Stand-up comics are very adept at handling hecklers. Violent physical attacks? Not so much." In at number 8, Kathy Griffin. Comedian Kathy Griffin was another celebrity giving her 2 cents on the whole situation. She tweeted out in response to Will slapping Chris and said, "Let me tell you something, it's a very bad practice to walk up on stage and physically attack a comedian. Now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theaters." Although many people in her replies were quick to pull up that photo of her holding a ketchup-covered Donald Trump head as if to say that she condoned violence. Griffin made a valid point though. This will set an awful precedent for people feeling like they can just approach a comedian on stage if they don't like what's being said. In at number 7, Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner is a director, actor, and filmmaker. As an actor, Reiner first came to national prominence with the role of Michael on the CBS sitcom All in the Family, a performance that earned him 2 Primetime Emmy Awards. In reaction to the Will Smith Oscars slap, he said, "Will Smith owes Chris Rock a huge apology. There is no excuse for what he did. He's lucky Chris is not filing charges. The excuses he made tonight were BS." In at number 6, Maria Shriver. Maria Shriver is an American journalist, author, and member of the Kennedy family, former First Lady of California, and the founder of the nonprofit organization the Women's Alzheimer's Movement. In response to the Will Smith incident, she tweeted out, "Will Smith says he wants to be a vessel for love. Love is not violent. Love is not what was displayed on a global stage tonight." Adding in another tweet, "We should never get to a place where we sit and watch a movie star hit someone on global television, then moments later get a standing ovation while talking about love." In at number 5, Nicole Hannah-Jones. Nicole Hannah-Jones is a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter covering racial injustice for the New York Times Magazine and creator of the landmark 1619 Project. As an American investigative journalist, she is known for her coverage of civil rights in the United States. In response to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, she tweeted, "I'm tripping that you can attack someone on live television on stage at the Oscars and just take your seat and watch the rest of the show." Adding in 2 more tweets, "This is insanity. What is happening?" In at number 4, Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow is a comedian, director, producer, and screenwriter. He is also the founder of Apatow Productions, through which he has produced and directed the films The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Funny People, This Is 40, Trainwreck, and The King of Staten Island. In response to what took place at this year's Oscars, Judd wrote in a since-deleted tweet, "He could have ended his life. That's pure out-of-control rage and violence. They've heard a million jokes about them in the last 3 decades. They are not freshmen in the world of Hollywood and comedy. He lost his mind." And the person who reposted his deleted tweet also commented on the matter and said, "Judd Apatow getting ratioed to hell feels like a fitting end to the night." In number 3, John Leguizamo. He first rose to fame with a co-starring role in Super Mario Bros. As Luigi and a supporting role in the crime drama Carlito's Way. In response to what happened at the Oscars, he told Entertainment Tonight that at first he thought that the moment was a sketch until he realized that there was no punchline to what happened. He went on to say, "I thought Will's performance was amazing and I'm sorry that he tarnished it with this behavior. I mean, nobody likes to be made fun of, but you gotta have a sense of humor about yourself. Can't take yourself that seriously. I mean, we're just acting, you know? Let's just relax." In at number 2, Howard Stern. Howard Stern is an American radio and television personality, comedian, and author. He is best known for his radio show, The Howard Stern Show, which gained popularity when it was nationally syndicated on terrestrial radio from 1986 to 2005. He has since been broadcasting on SiriusXM satellite radio since 2006. And during his show on Monday, the radio host spoke about the Will Smith-Chris Rock incident and said, "This is a sign of great mental illness when you can't control your impulse. Not only that, it was hardly an insulting joke. It was not even a good joke. You don't provide security? You don't have someone come up there?" Chris Rock was just trying to make people laugh at the effing ceremony, which was so long and boring. And last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is an actor, comedian, writer, and producer known for his energetic slapstick performances. Carrey first gained recognition in 1990 after landing a recurring role in the American sketch comedy television series called In Living Color. After hearing what happened to Chris Rock, Jim told CBS's Gayle King that he was sickened not only by Smith's actions, but by Hollywood celebrities who still gave Smith a standing ovation for his Best Actor win for King Richard. He went on to say, "Hollywood is just spineless en masse, and it felt like this is a really clear indication that we aren't the cool club anymore. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. That insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and show disapproval or say something on Twitter, that's fine. But you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
And at number 10, Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith and Kylie Jenner dated at one point in time. The pair had grown up together and their friendship blossomed into a romantic relationship. But of course, the teenage relationship did not last long, and Kylie and Jaden broke up in 2014. Apparently, Kylie is the one that cut the cord, and since the split, Jaden has not been able to get over her. Kylie and her ex-BFF Jordyn Woods apparently met because of Jaden, and after meeting, Kylie and Jordyn were inseparable. So the fight between Kylie and Jordyn that ended their friendship also put a strain on Kylie and Jaden. It's clear the Smith family took Jordyn's side in the fight, considering Jordyn went on the Red Table Talk to speak about the scandal right after. In at number 9, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez was never really friends with the Kardashians, but her on and off again boyfriend Justin Bieber was. And I'm sure you know where this is going. During the time that Selena and Justin were a thing, Selena felt that Kylie was making the moves on Justin. Selena and Kylie apparently got into a confrontation in 2014 at Justin's house. According to sources, Kylie sent sexy images of herself to Justin, and that's what started the fight. Selena saw the pictures on Justin's phone and she freaked out and left immediately. It seemed after this debacle, Selena realized her and the Kardashians would never be real friends with her, and it was all for show, to enhance their brands. Other sources also claim that Selena stopped being friends with the Jenners because of their use of substances like drinking and partying, but the Jenners denied those claims. And at number 8, Blac Chyna. There's absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind that Blac Chyna hates Kylie Jenner. I think pretty much anyone would hate the woman that your boyfriend left you for. Back in 2014, Blac Chyna was in a long-term relationship with Tyga. The pair even had a son together. But that all changed when Kylie came into the picture, and Tyga left Chyna for a 16-year-old Kylie. After they started dating, it was clear that a lot of the world had a problem with it, but none more than Blac Chyna, who was left to take care of their son alone. At this time, tons of Chyna's friends and family were shading Kylie for breaking up a family, including Amber Rose. Apparently, Kim was even friends with Chyna while she was with Tyga, and Kim said that Chyna was devastated when she found out Tyga was leaving her and their 3-year-old son King Cairo for Kylie. Years later, Chyna would get in a long-term relationship with Rob Kardashian, Kylie's half-brother, and have a child with him. Some even speculate Blac Chyna got with Rob purely out of spite, so she could make Kylie's life hell. So I guess here, Chyna got the last laugh. And at number 7, Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer does not keep her opinions to herself, so when she was asked to comment on the Kar-Jenners, she savagely came after the family, specifically Kylie. A lot of people don't like the family for silly reasons, but Keke is concerned about Kylie's impact. Kylie has revealed that she's gotten plastic surgery to fix a lot of the things she was insecure about as a kid, but Keke does not approve. She believes that Kylie went about dealing with her insecurities in the wrong way, and hates the fact that she's praised for this paid glow-up. In an interview about the Kardashians, Keke said, quote, "In the sense of the Kardashians, it's like, I'm going to show you so much perfect and be everything a woman should be or everything a man would like to love." She then went on to speak about Kylie and how everyone labeled Kylie the ugly duckling of the family when she was younger. Quote, "Then she went and did apparently everything the world deems as beautiful. The even crazier part is that everybody loves her for it." And at number 6, Kylie Minogue. Before there was Kylie Jenner, Kylie Minogue was the most famous Kylie, but tension started between the ladies when they got in a trademark feud over their shared name. It started when Jenner tried to trademark the name Kylie in 2015. According to the US Patent and Trademark Office, in 2015 Jenner tried to register Kylie in the US for quote advertising services and endorsement services, but Kylie Minogue's team filed her own charges to ensure the trademark did not go through. Minogue claimed it would be quote damage to her own reputation. In the legal document, Minogue's team classified Jenner as a quote secondary reality television personality known for her photographic exhibitionism and controversial posts on social media. Pretty savage. And then Minogue tweeted quote, "Hello, my name is Kylie, #lightyears," insinuating she was here way before Kylie Jenner. And after all that shade, the two clearly do not like each other. Halfway number 5, Madison Beer. Madison Beer and Kylie Jenner run in similar social circles, so you'd assume that they have a lot in common and maybe they could even turn into friends. But that's not the case, because Madison called out Kylie for allegedly stealing. Madison Beer accused Kylie of stealing her purple palette idea back in 2017. In October, Kylie released her purple palette from her Kylie Cosmetics brand, and soon after the collection was made public, Madison shaded Kylie on Instagram, alleging that Kylie betrayed her. At that time, Madison posted quote, When people fully steal your idea and what they come out with was supposed to be a collab. Whack. So clearly Madison and Kylie were supposed to collab on the palette, but Kylie then released it without Madison and didn't tell her. The collab was never confirmed, but apparently Madison teased it to the paparazzi months before. A follower then called up Madison for quote, thinking she invented purple eyeshadow, and Madison clapped back savagely, calling the user very unintelligent. So clearly that whole thing hit quite a nerve. And at number 4, Lourdes Leon. Lourdes Leon, daughter of Madonna, dissed Kylie after Lourdes was invited to Kylie's birthday party in 2015. Apparently she finds the Kardashian family vile and was horrified about the invite. A source revealed that Lourdes shaded Kylie over her social media activity and selfie taking. After she received the invite, the source exposed, quote, she couldn't believe Kylie thought she'd be receptive to a party invite and has completely ignored her. As far as she's concerned, she's not going to lower herself to even responding, adding that Lourdes is very picky about who she spends her time with and Kylie does not make the cut. The source added that Lourdes' friends are, quote, much more interested in changing the world than in taking selfies. And at number 3, Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star and the Kardashians have a love-hate relationship, but usually it's hate. Jeffree specifically went after Kylie following the release of Kylie Cosmetics, because at that time, Kylie was his main competitor in the online market. Their feud is pretty much one-sided, but I'm sure Kylie has seen all the shade that Jeffree's dished out. Back when Jeffree was famous for his makeup reviews, he reviewed Kylie Cosmetics on multiple occasions, and more often than not, he trashed her products. When reviewing her over $300 brush set, he called it cheap dollar store product. Jeffree and Shane Dawson also reviewed Kylie Cosmetics, and again did not keep their negative opinions to themselves. Jeffree even shaded Kylie's Billionaire Forbes cover, saying, quote, I declined the feature, so they had to pick someone. And at number 2, Amanda Stenberg. The Kardashians are constantly getting into scandals, usually having to do with cultural appropriation or blackfishing. Actress Amanda Stenberg had enough and needed to slam Kylie's problematic behavior. Kylie got tons of heat after she decided to style her hair in cornrows. Then Amanda shared her thoughts on Twitter, writing, quote, when you appropriate black features and culture but fail to use your position of power to help black Americans by directing attention towards your wigs instead of police brutality or racism. Amanda decided to explain herself in a video she posted after called Don't Cash Crop on My Cornrow, where she explained that there's a thin line between cultural appropriation and appreciation, but in this case it's clear that Kylie has taken something racially charged and made it high fashion, which is disrespectful. And finally at number 1, Paris Jackson. Kylie has undertaken plenty of business ventures in her day, but one venture was so out of touch that it got the attention of Paris Jackson. Kendall and Kylie got tons of backlash when they released a series of vintage tees for their clothing line, showcasing photos of legends like the Notorious B.I.G., Tupac Shakur, The Doors, and Ozzy Osbourne, beside their own faces on the t-shirts. Tons of celebrities called out the sisters for their tone-deaf decision, including Paris Jackson, the daughter of the late Michael Jackson. Paris took to Twitter and wrote, quote, as a huge fan of Zeppelin, The Doors, Floyd, I mean these bands literally helped shape who I am today. I can't condone this fashion. Legends like these who completely changed our world today, not just the music world, should be respected and honored, not turned into this. Pink Floyd is not Chanel, Led Zeppelin is not Michael Kors, Metallica is not Givenchy. Don't get it twisted. Along with getting tons of heat, the sisters were also slapped with multiple lawsuits from the estates of these late artists. So of course, they stopped selling the shirts pretty quickly. First up at number 10, Kate Moss lie. One of the most talked about things to come out of Amber Heard's testimony was her assertion that Johnny Depp had gotten physical with his past girlfriend, Kate Moss. While Heard was talking about an altercation between Depp and her sister Whitney, Heard said that she recalled a rumor that Depp pushed Moss down the stairs, and that's when she sprung into action to defend her sister. After Amber brought this to light, Depp's lawyers decided to bring Moss in for questioning. Depp's lawyer asked if Moss was ever pushed down the stairs by Johnny, and she denied it. She stated that at one point during their trip it was very rainy, and she ended up slipping and falling down a flight of stairs at the hotel. Once this happened, she called out for help, and Johnny came running to pick her up and do whatever she needed. When the lawyer asked if Depp had ever gotten physical with her at any time, Moss continued that he never, quote, pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs. And at number 9, ACLU donation lie. One of the worst cases of Amber Heard lying on the stand is in regards to her donation to the ACLU, since it's so easy to get to the truth. During her divorce proceedings, Amber went on record stating that she would donate the proceeds from her divorce to Children's Hospital of LA and the ACLU within 10 years, claiming at the time she did not care about the money, rather she just wanted justice for what she had gone through. However, Depp's team brought to light that Amber never donated the money that she pledged she would. In court, an ACLU executive stated that they did not get anywhere close to the $3.5 million that she claimed. Terrence Doherty said the nonprofit received 4 donations in Amber's name so far, totaling only $1.3 million. and only $350,000 of that came from Heard directly. The remainder and largest portion of the money came from Elon Musk, her former boyfriend. Amber also took credit for a $100,000 donation made by Johnny Depp. Go figure. And at number 8, leaked phone call. Probably the biggest bombshell over the course of the divorce were these leaked phone calls between Johnny and Amber. And of course, these calls were brought to light once again during the recent trial. In these phone calls, Amber admitted to hitting Depp. In the call, Heard said, quote, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched." Adding, quote, "I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." Depp then replied, "I left last night. Honestly, I swear to you, because I just couldn't take the idea of more physicality, more physical harm on one another." Heard finished off saying, quote, "I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I effing sometimes get so mad I lose it." So in this call, Amber not only admits to harming Johnny Depp, but she also tries to shame him and tell him that she didn't even hit him that hard. And at number 7, pooped in their bed. This one is straight up disgusting. But the couple's housekeeper exposed that Amber Heard pooped in their bed while Heard was in. But the couple's housekeeper exposed that Amber Heard pooped in their bed while the couple was married. Housekeeper Hilda Vargas said in a written statement that she found the feces and knew they were human. Vargas added that after she told this to Johnny, Amber Heard approached her and told her the photos had destroyed her marriage. The housekeeper said she apologized to Amber, adding, quote, "I was very nervous and so I apologized, even though I did not believe that their marital problems were my fault or that I had done anything wrong." And she finished off saying, quote, "She has a bad temper in my opinion, and I did not want her to yell at me." Depp stated in court that Amber tried to blame it on their dogs, but he is convinced it came from Amber or one of her friends. And at number 6, forced assistant to lie. In their divorce trial, Johnny Depp's former estate manager has testified that he lied under oath because Amber Heard forced him to do so, or she threatened he would lose his job. This was after Amber was charged with bringing her dogs to Australia illegally and not abiding by the country's restrictions on animal travel. Kevin Murphy, the estate manager, said during the trial, quote, "Amber wanted me to say essentially that it was my fault in one way or another that the paperwork wasn't completed, so that I could take the blame for her." Murphy's statement claimed that Heard said to him, quote, "I want your help on this. I wouldn't want you to have a problem with your job." After being pressured into it, Murphy decided to lie under oath to not get in trouble with Amber. Because of this shocking revelation, Heard was investigated for perjury by Australian officials. Halfway number 5, inconsistencies in her story. Since the internet is clearly on Depp's side in regards to the trial, after Amber Heard took the stand to testify, the internet immediately started dissecting her testimony. Viral TikToks even show people acting out her retelling of events, and it makes literally no sense. In one TikTok, the audio hears Amber claiming she was sitting on the edge of a couch. Then she says how she was on the floor looking at how dirty the rug is, painted the picture that her version of events makes no sense. A tweet breaking down another event said, quote, "I walked out of the bedroom and he slapped me in the face. I turned around to face him and said, 'Johnny, you just hit me.'" The user pointed out that you cannot be slapped by someone and then turn around to face them. And at number 4, Heard copying Depp's outfits. This is one of the many bizarre things that Amber Heard has done in court that has left everyone scratching their heads. After many days of Amber showing up to court wearing almost the same thing that Johnny had worn the previous day, it became clear to viewers that she was copying his outfits. Some experts even claim this might have been done as an intimidation tactic. Dr. Shannon Curry took to the witness stand and testified that she diagnosed Amber Heard with 2 personality disorders. Dr. Curry claimed that Amber's disorder may cause her to, quote, "take on the identity of the people they are spending time with because it's comforting." Many fans on Twitter pointed out the strange coincidence, noticing how Heard will copy the color and style of whatever Depp wears the next day. And at number 3, Milani Cosmetics contradicts Amber. During the trial, Amber's lawyer stated that Amber would walk around with makeup constantly in her purse in case she ever needed to cover up a bruise that Johnny had given her. In court, the lawyer held up Milani Cosmetics' all-in-one correcting kit while telling the jury how Heard concealed alleged bruises on her face. During the trial, her lawyer held up the makeup and said, quote, "This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship with Johnny Depp. She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment without makeup? Do you think she would ever have wanted other people to see her bruises and cuts? This is what she used. She became very adept to it." Milani then clapped back in a TikTok video showing that the product held up in court was not released until 2017, 1 year after Heard filed for divorce. So there's no way that Heard could have been covering bruises with that specific makeup. A source close to Heard told People, quote, "Heard's lawyer was using an example of the kind of makeup that she used." And at number 2, stolen story. One of the biggest bombshell allegations against Amber in the course of her divorce has been the accusation that she stole her assault story from her assistant. And she played the story off as her own so she could exploit it for financial gain in the divorce. Heard's former personal assistant testified to the UK High Court that her assault story was used by Amber in Amber's depositions against Depp. The assistant, named Kate James, testified that she told Amber the story in confidence of a horrible incident that happened to her in Brazil that traumatized her. Kate James said on the record, quote, "Amber referred directly to a violent incident that occurred to me 26 years ago, and she twisted it into her own story, and she used it for her own use." Adding, "This of course caused me extreme distress and outrage that she would dare to attempt to use the most harrowing experience in my life as her own narrative." And finally, number 1, Johnny's kids hated her. Throughout the trial, it became clear that Depp's kids with ex-partner Vanessa Paradis did not approve of his relationship with Amber. It was even exposed that Lily Rose did not attend his father's wedding to Amber in 2015. In court, Johnny said, quote, "My daughter Lily Rose did not come to the wedding. She and Miss Heard were not on particularly great terms for several reasons." Johnny Depp also claimed in court that Amber tried to drive a wedge between him and his kids. When talking about how possessive Amber was, Depp said, quote, "Amber had to have me there at all times for her own needs, also alleging she would tell me what a bad father I was and that I had no idea how to parent." When asked in court if Heard had any relationship with Johnny's kids, Depp responded, quote, "It didn't exist. My children are much smarter than me. They refused to be around her."